And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Lose, and there is packs with a Bulls player in them, so you know I'm going to open some. Now, look, trying to answer the eternal question, should you open these? Right off the bat, I would say probably not, but we're going to open some anyway. 2K has learned nothing from the Aiden Ross situation and still has a sub 2% chance to pull a diamond player, which is, I would say astounding, but if it was another company, I think I would be a little more shocked, but it's 2K. We got a Diamond Dash, Diamond DeRozan, Marbury, Jason Richardson, Karis LeVert, and Bojan Bogdanovic, who I always think is Bogdan, but they are apparently two different people. I did not realize that. Steve Nash and DeMar DeRozan are going to be the hot ticket items. Look, for my money, though, I think Jason Richardson might actually be the best card in this set. I'm, not even kidding. Marbury won't be too bad either. He'll be, more of a budget version of Derrick Rose, but I think Jason Richardson might be the best card in this set. That's just my personal opinion. He's always super nasty in the early game of 2K. Karis LeVert looks pretty good, too. Just remember that he has the Jonathan Isaac release, so he's going to shoot with a bunch of arc, and he's going to miss a significant number of whites. The odds don't go up as you buy, multiple packs and stuff like that. So something to always remember. They did raise the Amethyst odds by one single percentage point. So who knows? They could have raised the Diamond odds. I don't know, because they're just a sub 2%, which is very shady. Good. I got Hershey Hawkins. That's fun. He has a dynamic duo with Jeff Hornacek. It's not a dynamic duo a lot of people are going to use, but it exists. Patrick Beverly. Okay, 2 for 2 on golds. So that's what we like to see. Look, I'll be honest, the pack odds this year have been horrendous. I believe even last year it was 3 or 4% for a diamond. Joe Barry Carroll, really sick name. That's the nicest thing I can possibly say about that particular pack right there. Theo Ratliff, literally quite possibly the worst card I could draw, I think, in the gold tier. He's not that bad defensively. Luke Ridnour. Shout out to my bill. Oh my god. Shout out to Luke Ridnour, dude. He was on the whitest team ever assembled, the 2012-2013 Minnesota Timberwolves. I take that back. The whitest team ever assembled was probably in the 50s, but in the modern era. Double Bojans. That's what I get for not knowing that he's a different person than Bogdan. That's honestly what I get. Antonio McDyess. Cool. If you guys don't know much about Antonio McDyess, he has a very interesting signing story. A very interesting competition between the Phoenix Suns and the Denver Nuggets to sign him back in the 90s. If you guys don't know anything about that, you should definitely look into it, because it involves an almost kidnapping, Jason Kidd in a limo. It's a whole thing. I didn't even know Zion had a base card. Okay, well, you learn something new every day. Literally, I forget or just don't know half these base guys exist, because that's how little I pay attention to the base set for the most part. I'm currently opening packs and watching Street Sharks at the same time. Shout out to everybody who knew what Street Sharks was. That was cool. I like having an older audience. Yo, Flip Murray, what's up, dog? I didn't know you were up in the mix here too. We are 16 packs in, and I have gotten absolutely nothing. I've gotten Bojan, and that is it. Haven't even gotten Karis LeVert. And we have 3 Bojans to our name right now. These packs suck, dude. These packs suck so bad. Oh, man. Can I at least get Karis LeVert? I got Bo Outlaw. First off, Bo Outlaw was out here hooping in pit vipers. Respect. Is this Karis LeVert at least, please? It's Ilgauskas. My word. All right, that first 20 box was an absolute travesty. I got JB Bickerstaff, which I didn't notice. Shout out to my boy JB Bickerstaff, greatest coach in the world. He's not, but I'm gonna pretend he is. I still don't know if he had a bowl of soup thrown at him. I like to think he did. I think he did. 2K's audacity for not putting Jalen LeCue up in the game. You know what I mean? That's pretty messed up. Let my boys shine. I would do anything to play 2K against JB Bickerstaff. I just want you guys to know that. This is the whole goal that I'm having in 2K. I just want to play 2K against somebody from the NBA. I don't care who it is. Give me LiAngelo Ball. Once again, another Bojan. I've got 4 Bojans and no one else at this point. So, look, I don't even want a diamond. I just want Jason Richardson. That's it. That's it. He's the best card in this set. He is going to be rarer than the diamonds, I swear. That's probably not the case, but Okay. This better be Jason Richardson, dude. If it's Stephon Marbury, I'm going to be so upset. Ben Simmons. Oh, it's a diamond. What? Okay. This is the first diamond I've pulled this year. I literally do not have a diamond. Steve Nash. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. I would like DeMar DeRozan, but I would end up just selling DeMar DeRozan anyway. I might even hold on to Steve Nash for a little bit. He looks relatively good. Steve Nash release is always really tight. Steve Nash looks all right. I can't believe I pulled it. That's sick, dude. Look, these packs still suck, so I'm trying to temper my excitement about this. And honestly, it's hard to get excited about Steve Nash in any capacity. I don't know. It's just frustrating. It's frustrating. I don't really want DeMar DeRozan, but it's I'm opening these packs and I actually want the amethyst more than the diamond, so it's kind of crazy. But I can always sell Steve Nash for close to 100K, 80K probably at the least, and then I can go ahead and just buy Jason Richardson, who's probably going to be 30 or 40K. So it's all good. Shout out to Steve Nash for what? I'm not entirely sure. Shout out to him. Oh, cool. I finally got Karis LeVert. Karis LeVert looks good too. Don't get me wrong. He looks pretty solid, especially for a Ruby card. Karis LeVert, honestly, all the Karis LeVert Rubies have been tight. I really hope this year that towards the end of the game's life cycle, that 2K actually gives us high-tiered versions of all these guys. Look, I'm not that big of a LeBron fan. I'm from the Chicagoland area, and I grew up in the 90s, so obviously, I'm a Jordan stan for life. Unless it comes to Tracy McGrady, who, I'm not going to say anything wild at this point, but it's the most talented scorer I've ever personally watched play basketball. That's just how I feel about the matter. Got Hot Rod Williams, Pickpocket, and another Karis LeVert. The 98 Jazz playbook. Honestly, pick and rolls are really, really overpowered this year, so the 98 Jazz playbook might actually be really good. They ran just the most absurd amount of pick and rolls with Muscle Monster and Predator, Karl Malone, and little scrappy white guy John Stockton, who I'm not certain exactly what John Stockton's up to these days, but my guess is taking horse dewormer somewhere. Or Yuta. That would be my guess for what John Stockton's up to right now. I have no idea. He's probably making some awful documentaries or whatever. Who knows, though? Who knows? What do we got? Anything good? Probably not. That's a hard no. I got Scott Pollard, dude. No way. The cleanest handlebar mustache. Shout out to Scott Pollard, dude. Why didn't they use his picture and his player model when he had frosted tips in 2001? That was prime tight Scott Pollard. My man was literally rocking frosted tips and a bandana. That's hard. As somebody who has done both of those things many times in my life together, I must add, and not in 1998, literally in 2020. All right, so Bojan looks actually pretty solid. He's slow. That's kind of the only issue, but other than that, great shooter. He's got decent ball handling stats, all things considered. He's actually an okay defender. It's just he has kind of low lateral quickness and he's got low speed at 69. Badge count, really good for what he is, which is just a sapphire card that you can pick up for nothing. He's got a lot of the important badges you'd like them to have, and especially for a sapphire wing, he's not bad at all. It's crazy. He's slow. That's where you're going to run into problems. That 69 speed and that 66 speed with ball, really bad. 75 vertical, also really bad. Though, I don't know if you expected too much more from him. All right, Karis LeVert. He looks relatively good. 6'6", 2 guard. He's fast. He dunks. He can shoot pretty well. Like I said before, he's got that Jonathan Isaac release, which the more arc you have in a shot in the last 2K, 2K21, and this 2K, 2K22, you're going to miss more whites, but it's going to be easier to green. That's kind of how it goes. And with this Jonathan Isaac release, which is, I believe, base 70, I think. I'll have to look it up specifically. That's how it is. It's got a big green window, low white percentage. He's got good badges, though. I mean, gold catch and shoot and gold corner specialist would be nice, but silver's just fine at this point, especially for a Ruby. He's got sniper and clutch shooter. As far as badges you can add to him, you can give him a bunch of shooting badges, quick first step so he can boom on people a little bit better. Dimer hyperdrive, he's got good badges for sure. Jason Richardson. Why do they always insist on putting Jason Richardson and Steve Nash in the same packs? If you guys are unfamiliar, like, Steve Nash's wife cheated on him with Jason Richardson, and Steve Nash didn't find out till the birth of his child. You want to take a guess on how he figured that one out? I'll let your minds wander. That was a big news story in the late 2000s. I remember that happening, and I was like, damn. But Jason Richardson legitimately looks like one of the best cards in this set and one of the best amethysts in this game. He can kind of do everything, like, and that's usually how it is, though. If you guys know anything about 2K, like, Jason Richardson in the early game is always really good. When they drop a Jason Richardson in the early game, regardless if it's a grindable card or if it is a packable card, he's always super sick. Like, always. Him and Steven Jackson are always tight. Stephon Marbury. He looks decent. You remember back to 2K21, the Diamond Stephon Marbury was basically a Derrick Rose clone. I personally think he's a little bit worse than that Derrick Rose that came out last year. A lot of people thought it was the opposite. This year, I feel like it's going to be less of, I don't know, a contested result. I feel like Stephon Marbury is definitely worse than Derrick Rose, but it's not as far apart as you would think. Like, he's actually pretty decent. Also, like, look at his tattoos on his arm. Coney Island's finest. Yes. Sick, dude. As somebody who loves the movie The Warriors, I respect Coney Island. I respect all their outfits in The Warriors too, man. I really wish street gangs would dress in that kind of ornate costume design again. That would be super sweet, but also kind of makes you really recognizable to the police, so maybe don't do that. You know, when you have a crew that's dressed as like baseball players with face paint, you know, you kind of get picked up by the police pretty fast. DeMar DeRozan, look, he's got one of the best releases in 2K. That's just how it is. 67 three-pointer, but you add a shoe, add a floor general, add a coach, and all of a sudden he's up in the mid-70s, and he's got one of the easiest to green releases in the game with a pretty good white percentage, too. And badge-wise, not bad. He's got, like, glue hands, Hall of Fame difficult shots, which is good for shooting off the dribble. And look, if you're somebody who operates in the mid-range space a lot, which this is like the first 2K in a long time where the mid-range is something that you could reasonably do and still have success, this card might be the card for you. Obviously, catch and shoot and corner specialist are imperative if you plan on shooting like any type of threes with this card. Clamps would help a lot too, intimidator, like stuff like that. And honestly, badges aren't that expensive right now. I feel like that might change at some point, but right now they're not. Steve Nash. Steve Nash is exactly what you'd expect from Steve Nash. He's fast, shifty, can pass, shoots threes, cannot dunk. Can't really play defense that well, but he's not that terrible, I suppose. Yeah, 68, 64 is not bad. 50 take charge tendency. No, Steve Nash loves taking charges, dog. Should have put that up to like an 80. Anyways, badge-wise, great. He's fast. He dribbles really well. He's got all the dribbling badges, good amount of shooting badges. He can obviously get to the rim really well. He's got the badges necessary to shoot layups and floaters over people, which is good. It's good. Limitless and Chef in bronze, which you'd like to see that at silver, but it's not really the end of the world. That gold mismatch expert is huge. I wish it had it Hoff, because then he'd be a little bit better at going to the basket, but still, like, Steve Nash looks good. If he's like 70 or 80K, I still don't think it's worth picking this card up at that point for that price, but it's definitely better than over 100K. And I would say if you're a big Steve Nash fan, like, yeah, he's probably going to be a pretty okay point guard for a while. Knowing 2K in 2 weeks, they'll come out with one that's at the Amethyst tier that's just as good. So just take that into consideration. But look, as always, these packs are not worth opening until 2K raises the odds to at least a percentage that doesn't have a negative arrow next to it. Don't open them. Don't spend money. Let them get their stuff together. Now, look, I make content, so obviously I'm going to. So you don't have to. That's why I'm here. As always, it's been your boy Cheap Ludes. See you guys in the next one. Peace.